Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about Marvel Phase 4. Now, last night, Marvel had their finally had their Comic-Con panel, and they had an hour and 30 minutes, and they showed a lot of stuff. Now, this video might go on a little long, because I'm going to just talk about all of this at one go. Like, I'm not going to bother making an end. Like, I've made videos before about what I thought about the Black Widow movie and what I'm thinking about it and certain other things. But, like, I might, if I feel like getting into details about certain things, I might make separate videos for that. But for here and now, I'm going to just go through the list of things. I'm going to just list off the things that they announced. The Eternals. Black Widow is coming out in that May 1st. Eternals is coming out after that. After that, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is a nuts title, Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings, that's out there too, Thor, Love and Thunder, Hawkeye, the Loki series, Marvel's What If, and Blade. And Kevin Feige also name dropped Fantastic Four in the future. He also said that Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are in production. And they're probably not going to be out within... And by the way, all of this stuff that I just named, other than, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Guardians, and Captain Marvel 2... Spider-Man 3 and other things like that, they're not coming out. All this stuff is happening within 2 years. It seems to me like Marvel is trying to mix up the formula, because when you see the slate come up there, half of them are Disney Plus shows and the other half are movies. So, and they say a lot of the movies are going to be integrated, especially WandaVision is going to be apparently almost like completely, slingshot it into the Doctor Strange movie. So to understand Doctor Strange, you're gonna have to watch WandaVision. I think I see what they're going for here. It doesn't look like they're building up. It doesn't look like they're gonna do the whole natural build up. They're not doing it yet. Because you notice one thing that wasn't mentioned. One big thing that wasn't mentioned in this entire announcement. There was not an announcement of an Avengers movie. And this is genius. And this is smart. Because Endgame just today became the biggest box office movie of all time. It beat Avatar. It beat all James Cameron shit. Took everything from James. Took his lunch money, his house, his kids, and his wife. But Marvel right now is on top of the world. And Avengers is the biggest movie of all time. They're going to give it a cooling period. And it's smart of them to give it a cooling period. They're going to go, you know what? Let's chill out for a little bit. Let's see how things go. And we'll come back to it. And I like the idea of Marvel just going, okay, we're gonna cool it. We're gonna build up again, because that's what Kevin Feige said. Kevin Feige said this new phase 4 is gonna be all about introducing new characters, introducing new concepts, furthering characters stories, furthering certain character stories, introducing certain aspects. This is the building period. How they have that, there's a line. Oh, sorry. AC cuts on. It's cutting on, so you might hear in the background. But there's a line. And to me, the line is pretty clear. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the whole, in English class, the climax, the rise, the beginning, the end, and the beginning, the end, and the climax. And it's usually going up, and then it's coming down, that line. And Marvel's basically on the up right now, because he said it. They're like, we are building up again. We are building new characters, new ideas, other than Black Widow, which inside of that is going to have a bunch of new characters too, which I think a lot of people are losing focus on too. They're like, oh, well, it's going back to the past. I'm like, well, yeah, it's going back to the past, but it's going to have it's going to introduce a bunch of new characters. Hell, we just found out that the goddamn David Harbour is playing goddamn Red Guardian, which is nuts. Red Guardian, by the way, is the Russian knockoff of Captain America. Everyone wanted to make Captain America when after him. So Red Guardian is the Russian knockoff of Captain America. Yelena Yelena Belova is obviously in this, played by Lawrence Pugh, which great. And Taskmaster has been confirmed to be in the movie, so I'm like, okay. And all I heard, so I'm gonna just start by talking about the Black Widow film. I'm excited for this, and I'm happy to hear what I always thought. The video I made about Black Widow is seeming correct. I always said this. I said the Black Widow movie it has the potential to have the best choreography of any MCU film, because it's all people, and it's all still just people. So the choreography is going to be amazing. And from what I've heard, they showed some footage of Black Widow and Yelena fighting, and they said, and all I heard was it's brutal, it's funny, it's pretty bad, it's badass. And I was just like, well, damn, okay, I can't wait to see that. And they filmed enough to kind of give you a little a trailer. So I would be expecting a Black Widow trailer within the teaser trailer within 2 months from now, at least a couple months from now, because if they had enough to show like a trailer that just had unfinished stuff in it, then that means they're already working on a trailer. So that shit should be out within a few months. If anything, yeah, that shit should be out within a few months. So get excited for that. But to get into it, the first thing that was announced was the Eternals, and Kevin Feige bought everyone out. Richard Madden, Keon Giannotti, I can never say his name right. Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, like they had some great some of these people I haven't really heard of, but some of them I've seen all of them. Richard Madden, to me though, like he raised up on my radar. I loved him in The Bodyguard, and I loved him in Rocket Man, so I was just like, okay, Richard Madden. I was like, it's funny because I didn't give a fuck about if this would have been a year ago, I wouldn't give a rat's ass about Richard Madden. I'm like, Richard Madden, who the fuck is that? But he was great in The Bodyguard. Hope they get a season 2. Can't wait to see that. And he was great in Rocket Man. I was like, well, fuck. Richard Madden, okay. And like when they said he's playing Icarus, I was like, yeah. And like I could see it. He's got that look. He's got that handsome guy look. And Salma Hayek playing Ajax. Now they gender swapped a couple of them. It's 4 men and four women. For instance, Makari, my bad. He is Mercury, but his name is Makari, and it's funny like that. That's how it's written. He's a speedster. Well, he is a she now, and it's played by a deaf woman. So Makari is going to be deaf in this version of the character. So I'm like, that's interesting. And they gender swapped a couple of the characters to be, because like Sprite's usually a little boy, it's a little girl in this. Ajax is usually a man. He's I think it's played by Salma Hayek in this. But like there's still, there's Gilgamesh is still a dude, so don't worry about that. Gilgamesh, but there are there's still but you can tell they were just like, okay, let's balance it, let's because Guardians and the Avengers were literally teams with a single girl, so they're like, you know what, let's just balance it, we can do it. So bam, cut it right down the middle. And plus these are characters who they can do that with, because there's no real attachment to them being female or being whatever. There's no real attachment to that. So, they can do that. But for real, and I see a lot of people online upset that they made that. I might make a video about this, a separate video, but I've seen a lot of people upset online that Kevin Feige has pretty much confirmed that Valkyrie is gay, and that she will be, and that it will be, something that's obvious in the next Thor movie, and that there are gay characters in the Eternals. Now, the Eternals are all bi. All the Eternals are bisexual. In the comics, they're all bisexual. It's because and I love this because it makes logical sense why they're all bisexual. They live forever. If you live forever too, sexuality don't fucking matter. It's like, I live forever. What am I worried that you're gay? It's like, okay. It makes logical sense why. And they're immortal beings. It's like all of them are bisexual. That's what it means to be an Eternal. You live forever and you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. And so the Eternals being gay, I don't know why people made a big deal about that. I'm like, yeah, they're all gay. Oh, they're all bisexual. Yeah, they have their preferences. Sure. Some might, I enjoy being with the woman. I want to be with the woman, or maybe a woman wants to be with a man, or a man wants to be with a man. They have their preferences, but they're like, no, we're not above it. I like the dick, I like the pussy, I like it all. We live forever. It's no point. I guess that's kind of a social commentary on its own. Is trying to say, yeah, if we could live forever, because the only reason there is gay and that the only reason that men like women is to reproduce. But if we can't die, then does it matter? I guess that's what the Eternals is like the trying to say. It's like, oh no, yeah, if you live forever, you wouldn't care. You do whatever the hell you want to do. So, but that's what I like. But so the Eternals makes sense. And Valkyrie was confirmed in Thor Ragnarok to be gay. Like, in fact, there's a scene cut out, which a lot of people kind of gave Marvel a little bit of grief about. Like, some people that showed Valkyrie with her lover, you know, she was another Valkyrie, Brumhilde, the original Valkyrie, who everyone kind of got mad they didn't see. But I think it's going to be cool. You might actually get to see Brumhilde in Thor Love and Thunder, which, by the way, is such a gnarly title and such a gnarly name. Look at that poster for that thing, man. It looks like something that needs to be blown on the side of a van, dude. It's a tattoo worthy. The Thor logo is tattoo worthy, dude. It is nuts looking. It's so 80s, it hurts. It's like, I woke up in the 80s. Like, if you saw that logo and they just took it completely out of context, you'd be like, damn, man, they took this old-ass logo and put it on there? Oh, no, it's new? Yeah, man, it looks so cool. But, yeah, Eternals, I'm looking forward to, because Eternals is going to be fun, because Eternals, I'm so excited for because of the possibilities. Because they didn't say if they were going to go off the Neil Gaiman run, which is the one I read. I read the Neil Gaiman's Eternal comic, and it was a fun comic. It was dark, kind of heady, really heady. It had feelings of kind of it had Watchmen levels of grand, you know, ideas and grand gestures, because these god beings who live forever. So they have like the way they, you know, go about things is like, you know, just larger than life. And like, I can't wait to see how they approach that in this. So I'm super curious. I really am, like, because they can do whatever they want with this property, because there's only one definitive, you know, there's only maybe 2 comics that people remember the Eternals from, and none of those comics are so big that people are gonna lose their shit over it. It's a Guardian situation. You can do what you want with it, and no one's gonna really get too upset about it. No one's really gonna lose their shit about it. It's a Guardian situation. But moving on to fucking Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, Shang-Chi, I made a video about that too. I am fucking excited about this movie because the karate could be so amazing. And like, they just announced the actor. I think his name is Silu. Oh man, I don't want to say his name wrong. I think it's like Silu Yu. I think it's like something like that. It's like Silu. Oh man, I am sucking. It is. It's like Silu Yu or something like that. I cannot remember that guy's name for the life of me. It's like Silu Yu. It's pretty cool. Like, I've never heard of the guy before. I'm gonna just put it that way. I've never heard of this guy before. I've never seen him in anything before. When I went looking for him, I didn't see him in anything before. So it makes it kind of like, I don't know who he is, but I tell you one goddamn thing. Yeah, I'll tell you one damn thing. I can't wait to see what the kid can do. Like, I mean, I don't think he has an action background, because immediately after I saw him announced, I went and looked up. I was like, oh fuck, does this kid have an action background? Like, let me see what this dude's done. And I didn't really find any action-y stuff. He's done some dramas over, you know, and he's done some dramas. But that's about it. He's done a couple dramas. He's done a couple, you know. Yeah, Simu Liu. Yeah, Simu Liu. That's his name, Simu Liu. And I've never seen him in really anything. But you know, but the big news is that the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, will be shown. The real Mandarin that's been teased in the background of all these MCU movies, in Ant-Man, in Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, that one shot, All Hail the King, the Mandarin that's been teased in the background will finally come to fruition. We will finally get to see what the real Mandarin looks like. I can't wait to see the action for this movie, man. The action for this movie should be fucking awesome. And I heard they got like the cinematographer who did the Matrix and the Matrix movies and Scott Pilgrim and shit. And I was like, well, those movies had some frantic, like, interesting, like, wire work, like, kind of interesting fighting styles. So I'm like, oh, they got that guy, man. Hey, they must be going for something different, man, with that fighting, man. It's got to be fucking awesome. Like, I can't wait. And finally to see the 10 rings, see what the 10 rings mean. Is it going to be rings Is it gonna be literally 10 rings? Because in the comic book, the Mandarin's kind of like got those 10 rings that got like power to them. Like each ring controls like some like miniature element or some kind of magical power. And are they gonna go for that? Or is it just a metaphor? I'm curious to see what they do with this whole 10 rings things. Will I finally get to see Fing Fang Foom? That would be amazing. Yes, a giant shape-shifting dragon. Comics are a weird fucking beast. But I would love to see Fing Fang Foom. He was hinted in Iron Man, but maybe he's just not real. Anywho, Shang-Chi, Simu Liu, I don't know, I haven't seen this guy in anything. He looks good, he looks the part, he was pretty damn enthusiastic. You know, look, man, Shang-Chi spends a lot of time with his shirt off, okay? You gotta have abs with this role, okay? You gotta be chiseled. The kid's chiseled. He's not chiseled, the kid's got something. He's not chiseled, but he's got something. We'll see. You know, Chris Evans did a lot of his own Captain America fight sequences. So, look, I would have loved to have maybe gotten an actor who was who could do the action stuff, who could but Marvel went for a guy who's an actor, who they can train to do the action stuff. I can't quite blame them for that, because you still want the person to be able to do the acting. So, and maybe he has action in his background. I just didn't see it. I looked him up and I didn't see anything. I didn't see any fight sequences. I didn't see him in a Raid or anything. Maybe he's in those movies and I just hadn't seen it. But you know what? I can't wait to see what he does. I can't wait to see what he does. And all these movies a lot of them are like in not early stages, but like Eternals haven't even started filming yet. It's about to start filming in a month or two. Shang-Chi is it's still like almost half a year away from film. It's like a wide ways from filming. But like some of these movies, you know, they're on their way, but they're not quite here yet. So, you know, it's a wait and see game. But getting into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, looking good. Apparently Anthony Mackie got fitted for his Captain America suit. So the Captain America suit, the Falcon Captain America suit is happening. That's a thing. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm so curious. I am so curious to know what it's going to look like. And him and Sebastian had a fun little back and forth between Sebastian just being like, so what is it going to, Sebastian literally looking at him and just being like, so how does that work, man? Like, where do you put the shield? I mean, you got the wings, and this is I don't know how that all works, man. He's like, I don't know. Sebastian's Anthony's like, I don't know either, man. Like, they had this whole funny little tit for tat where him just being like, wow, they came to your house to fit you. They didn't come to my house to fit me for Winter Soldier. I had to come to set. And it's pretty funny. And then they come on stage, and Anthony Mackie comes on stage with the shield, and it's pretty awesome. And apparently they played a video with Daniel Bruhl. Love Daniel Bruhl. Voicing Zemo and sending a threatening message, and he had the whole Baron Zemo get up from the comics. Obviously it's not gonna be exactly that one, but he had a mask on and everything, and I was just like, what? They're gonna do the mask? I was and Kevin Feige called him Baron Zemo, so he's not Helmet Zemo anymore. So whatever happens in this show, he becomes Baron Zemo, and I'm curious. That show's gonna be dope, though. Once they got the guy choreographer, they got one of the writers from John Wick. They got the writer from John Wick, not one of, my bad, the creator of John Wick on board with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was like, the action's gonna be fucking amazing, isn't it? I was like, the action in it is gonna be great. I can tell. Winter Soldier has some of the best action sequences in the MCU anyway, so action's gonna be top-notch shit. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier, there's not too much on that other than, the confirmation of it and what's happening. Then you got stuff like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. First of all, cool logo. It's weird looking. Second of all, that is a nuts name. That is the most comic booky thing I've ever heard in a title. I didn't think it'd get more comic booky than, Infinity War, I didn't think it could get more comic book even some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? That is a comic Multiverse of Madness. That title's so comic booky that when I was on Twitter last night, I saw actual comic book people, Dan Slott and Aaron Davis and look at Bendis, Michael Bendis going, yo, that was that sounds nuts. When you got actual comic book people commenting on the title, on your fucking title, it's yeah, man, it's crazy. Multiverse of Madness. Scott Derrickson, who did Sinister. I loved the first Sinister. I thought the first Sinister was awesome. I thought it was creepy. I thought it was kind of scary. I thought it had an ominous ending. Sequel sucked balls. First Sinister was good, though. I enjoyed the fuck out of that first Sinister. It was scary. So when I heard he was doing the first Doctor Strange, I was like, oh, it's going to be scary. And it had bits that was scary. But Scott Derrickson has come out and said this. He's like, this is going to be the first. He's like, I'm like, he pretty much beat the devil. Like, this is going to be the first scary Marvel movie. Like, this will be basically a horror movie. And Kevin Feige, of course, was like, oh, it's going to be PG-13. But a lot of people are like, well, how can you make a PG-13 movie if it's not rated R? And I'm just like, good lord, what are you, a fucking 3-year-old child? You can do more without scaring people. The Conjuring movies are some of the scariest movies of all time. They're PG-13. You know what I mean? Like, there are, like, plenty of ways to scare. Like, if you Google the scary movies that are PG-13, there are some on there you would not believe. Like, you can do horror without blood and guts. You know what I mean? And you could just, it's just visual. You can do, like, visual shit. You can just do visual shit that just creeps you the fuck out. Like, and that's, like, and I can't wait to see what they do with that. They also, Benedict Cumberbatch came on stage. He said that it's going to be kind of a trippy experience. They didn't confirm. I don't think they confirmed that Nightmare was going to be the villain. But there's massive hints that Nightmare is going to be the villain. I think I've talked about this before. Nightmare is interesting villain because he's basically super Freddy Krueger. So we'll see if they go that route with Nightmare. I hope they do because Nightmare is an interesting villain. Because I love the fact that one of the things I always loved about Doctor Strange is that most of his villains, I'd say about 80% of his villains, he doesn't actually defeat, he repels. Like Dormammu, he never defeats Dormammu. He repels Dormammu. He tricks Dormammu. He locks him out of this dimension and stuff. Like, he never beats Dormammu into submission. Same thing with Nightmare. Nightmare's one of those beings where he can never truly beat Nightmare. But all he can do is hold him off from doing whatever the hell he wants to do. And that's what Doctor Strange has to do with Nightmare. And it's kind of interesting because it will give you introducing another character who he can't straight up defeat. You can't just beat him. You have to find a way to trick him, or fool him, or outthink him, or come up with some elaborate plan to fuck him over. But you can't outright beat him. So I've always loved that about the Doctor Strange's villains, because just most of the time he doesn't outright beat them. He just, outsmarts them or tricks them or something along those lines. So I hope they go with Nightmare for Multiverse of Madness. And they also are bringing in Scarlet Witch, and it looks like she's going to be in a big role in this movie. Now, Kevin Feige, a long time ago, maybe like 3 years ago, did confirm that Scarlet Witch is using magic, is using, like, Doctor Strange-like magic. She just doesn't know how to control it, and she just doesn't know that she's using it. And like, they didn't have the time to really stop and talk about that shit because, she was a part of the Avengers, she was on the run, and then the next thing you know, they're both dead. So it's like, they didn't have time to talk about it. Speaking of Scarlet Witch, speaking of this, I'm gonna get into the Disney Plus. I'm gonna get into her Disney Plus show, WandaVision, which is said to be extremely weird. Now, her and Paul Bettany came on stage, and they did their thing. They're adorable together. Paul Bettany's always a delight, and Elizabeth Olsen is my crush. Love her. She's only like 3 years old. She's only like 4 years older than me. So, if I get rich and famous, maybe I got a shot. But Paul Bettany, the one word that I heard a lot of people talking about, and the one word that Kevin Feige and the others were talking about, is they kept saying the word weird. Even the logo. Look at that logo. It stands out, doesn't it? Because of how weird it's designed. The logo is designed weird. Kevin Feige said the word weird. Elizabeth Olsen said the word weird. The word weird was used a lot to describe it. And I was like, well, what the fuck's going on with this thing? It makes me curious about... I will say, that one did perk me up. Because I was just like, well, what's so fucking weird about it? Like, why do you guys keep saying weird? It's just like, look, it's gonna be... Like, the way he kept saying it, it was like, look, I'm just gonna let you guys know. It's gonna be weird. And then they said they introduced Monica Rambeau. Yes, the little girl from Captain Marvel, Captain Trouble. From Captain Marvel, the little girl with the afro grew up, and she's gonna be in the WandaVision, which is a nice introduction of her into the MCU. Like that's the MCU for you, man. That's the MCU for you. Always, connecting dots, dotting I's, connecting threads. Like it's a fucking maze in this bitch. It's crazy. It's fucking Always Sunny in Philadelphia in this bitch. That fucking scene with goddamn... Well, but anyways, man. So, I'm curious about that show. They didn't give too much detail on it. I'm curious about it. Now, our rumors, it might be based off of that that Vision comic book that I have not read yet, but I'm going to. But this weird, creepy ass Vision comic, it won awards. So you know, if they're making it off of that, then hey, man, it's not stupid. And now to one more thing, and now to Thor: Love and Thunder. And man, that's kind of nuts that not only are they bringing back, not only is Taika coming back, which was announced a while ago. Taika's coming back. Chris Hemsworth's coming back. Korg's probably coming back. They didn't confirm that, but we all know he's coming back. Tessa Thompson is back as Valkyrie. But goddamn, Natalie Portman's coming back, which I never had beef with Natalie, okay? I never had beef with Natalie. I didn't think their relationship in the Thor movies were the strongest, but it never distracted me. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I could take it or leave it. That's how I felt about it. I was like, I could take it or leave it. She's not the most powerful character, but it's not fucking bothering me. So I never had beef with Natalie Portman. So when she said she's coming back, I was like, cool. Only beef I had was she was talking shit, and I was like, okay, hold up, bitch. Time out. That's why we getting rid of your ass and replacing you with Valkyrie. But they didn't go that route because Valkyrie's gay. Which, like I said earlier, Valkyrie's gay, so they didn't go that route in Thor Ragnarok. And they didn't even push it. Like, they kind of hinted that they might have a relationship, but it's more like, oh no, it's more like a friendship. But, well, yeah, it's more like a friendship. But, and not only is Natalie Portman coming back, but this movie is going to be very closely based off of, and you know, Marvel's loosely based off of, like a Civil War and Infinity War way, of Aaron Davis's newest Thor that just ended about a year or two ago, The Mighty Thor, which is the comic that happened when Thor lost his hammer after Nick Fury whispered some random shit. I never read the comic, so I don't know. I'm just reading what I've seen off in the ethos. And I know Nick Fury said some random shit to Thor, and he instantly became unworthy, and the hammer dropped, and Jane Foster picked the hammer up. She had chemotherapy, she had cancer, she picked the hammer up, and she became the first female Thor, the Mighty Thor. And she had Thor's hammer, and it was like a wild run. I think it was like a 7-year run or something, like a 7-year issued run, where it was a female Thor. And there was Thor was still around, you know. He went and got another hammer somewhere else, but he wasn't, you know, but he wasn't who he used to be. And then, like, that's crazy. That comic was a great comic, because that's what I call great work, because that comic literally spun off 2 great comics. It spun off Jane Foster, and it spun off Thor the Unworthy, which is hinted in when Thor shaves his hair. That's what happens in Thor the Unworthy. He shaves his hair. So he shaves his hair down to that, you know, to that. So it was like, so when people were freaking out about that, I'm like, well, that's in the comics, bro. He shaved his hair. Like, I love fucking nerds, man, because they do that shit. They'll be pissed off about something, and then when you tell them it's in the comics, they'll be like, oh, you don't have to make it like the comics. But then if you make it different from the comics, like, well, it's in the comics. It's like, you fuckers don't know what you want. Marvel knows what you want. They're going to give you what you want. You're going to get the fuck over it, because you don't know what you want. Because you guys will bitch about something that's not in the comics being in the comics, and you'll bitch about something that they're taking from the comic being like, oh, well, you should have changed that up. You could have changed that. But, yeah, man, Natalie Portman will be a female Thor. Now, I don't know if she's replacing Thor, because I don't think you get the power of Thor from just carrying carrying Stormbreaker. I think that only applies to Mjolnir, because Stormbreaker is like, it doesn't have any of those enchantments on it, and it's built for a king. It's built for like Odin or Thor. It's built for a god. Like, Natalie Portman, she's just a chick. You know what I mean? That, like, now, Mjolnir, anyone can pick up if you were worthy. But Stormbreaker, like I said, it's built for a god. It's built for someone who is not normal, okay? No normal man is just, you know, carrying around Stormbreaker. And you don't see any normal man carry around Stormbreaker, so I don't know what they're going to do there. I don't know if she's literally going to replace Thor, or if she's just going to be a Thor. I got a gut feeling she's going to be a Thor, and her and Natalie Portman and Valkyrie are going to have a relationship. Or it's going to be a love triangle between Thor, Natalie Portman, and Valkyrie, which is going to be fucking entertaining, actually. It's going to be a weird love triangle. I don't think I've ever seen a love triangle like that before. I haven't seen that in a movie, at least. A love triangle between a woman, and a woman. I've never seen a love triangle where a woman's stuck between a woman and a man, and it's a triangle. I ain't never seen that. Because then, what do you do as a dude? You can't punch her. She's a woman. What the fuck are you supposed to do? I mean, granted, Thor might punch Valkyrie since she's a warrior, so they might actually scrap over her. That would be fucking that might be interesting. That might be freaking funny, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that would be funny. Okay, all right. But Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm looking forward to this. I'm writing a movie in my head, and I'm just like, I'm excited, man. I am excited. And then you got the Marvel What Ifs, which are going to be animated. Which obviously it's Marvel, so they're doing it animated. They're going to do it big. I'm surprised they didn't ask Pixar to come in on this. But if they're doing this, they're going to do it big. And they got like all the voice actors coming back. They got, damn it, what's his name? Jeffrey. I've seen this guy in everything, man. They got like Jeffrey. I've seen him in everything. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright, the voice, the Watcher. And like and it's just like the comic. Because if you've ever seen a What If comic, the Watcher does. The Watcher talks about a book. He's like, this is what happened in your reality. But let me ponder this question. What if? All Watchers have deep ass, like Morgan Freeman voices. But let me ponder you this question. What if? And then they're going to show you this random event that didn't happen like this, but it's going to be like, what if it happened like this? I wonder if they're going to make it a weekly thing. I'm curious. It'd be cool if they made it a weekly thing, but I'm real curious about the what ifs, man. Like, I'm like, because like they can do whatever the fuck they want with those. They can only get but so dark. But once again, subtext is everything. You can subtext the fuck out of it. You can goosebumps the fuck out of it. Because Goosebumps did a lot of scary shit when I was a child. And none of it was actually shown. It was just hinted to. What you don't see can be scarier than what you do see. And they can do a lot of that shit in the Goosebumps. Goosebumps in the What If. And then finally, getting around to this, Marvel announces a fucking Blade movie. First of all, what? Second of all, Mahershala Ali, two-time Oscar-winning Mahershala Ali, Cottonmouth himself is playing Blade. Man, that's interesting. That is interesting. First of all, the ramifications are big. First of all, that means vampires exist in the MCU. But the thing is, I know a lot of people are like, oh, how could that happen? If you don't know, vampires in the Blade world are a lot more complicated than just vampires. No. They're like people in high places, and like they feed off of blood banks and stuff, and it's like they're not as crazy as they are. And like, now I'm curious if they're gonna make them vampire. Like, how are they gonna do that? How are they gonna do this movie? It's like now. By the way, Blade is technically not a part of Phase 4, technically. But the way they announce it is like the moment that Phase 4 is done, that's like the first movie that's coming out is Blade, and it's got to be PG-13. I mean, I guess they I'm debating him back and forth. I'm like, I guess they could do it because they're vampires, so you could easily just have Blade whenever he uses a gun, whenever he uses his weapons, they just turn to dust. You know what I mean? Like, you can still do scrapes and stuff. Like you can still show blood, just not too much of it. You know, you can still do scrapes and stuff. You can have it to where the vampires don't bleed blood. You can have it to where the vampires don't bleed normal blood. Or you can have it to where the vampires don't look human, because in Marvel Comics, a lot of the vampires don't look human anyways. At least the ones that hang around Dracula. You can have it to where they don't look human. There's a lot of ways to go about, you know, the vampire hunting aspect of it. You know, I'm curious. I'm just really curious. And apparently, according to Kevin Feige, Mahershala Ali, after he won his Oscar for Green Book, which he should have probably been best, he should have probably been, the lead of that movie, or considered the lead. I thought he was the lead of that movie, but I guess not. He won supporting actor, but whatever. He won an Oscar. He won 2. So, Mahershala Ali apparently came to Marvel Studios, he set up a meeting with Kevin Feige and pitched him Blade. So that sounds amazing. So to me, that just sounds like this is a passion project. This is something that he's passionate about, doing Blade and doing Blade justice. So, hey man, I wish Mahershala Ali the best of luck, man. He's out here balling. He's doing a great job. I loved him in Luke Cage. I've loved him in everything. He's been in a lot of stuff. He voiced Aaron Davis. He voiced the Prowler in Into the Spider-Verse. I loved him in that too. So Mahershala Ali, I can't wait to see what he does, man. I can't wait to see how they do Blade. I can't believe they announced Blade because of the ramifications. And like I said, other things that he spoke about, like the Fantastic Four is in development, the X-Men are in development. But he said those are in development, whereas he said, like, no. Black Panther 2 is coming. Captain Marvel 2 is coming. And Guardians 3 is coming. So that is my entire thing on the Marvel panel. It was big. It was beautiful. It had a lot of excitement. It had a lot of energy. Fuck, at one point, oh, shit. Sorry. Time out. Timeout. Oh, I'm such a dick. I'm such a dick. I almost forgot. How did I almost forget? Sorry. Almost forgot about my boy, Hawkeye. Sorry, Hawkeye. I'm a dick. I'm so sorry. How'd I almost forget about you? Hawkeye. Anyone who knows me knows that I have a thing for archers. Whenever I play a video game, if I have the option to choose an archer, I choose an archer class. I have this weird obsession with archers. I don't know why. I think it just looks really cool. I think archery just looks cool. There's something visceral about it. There's something skillful about it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. For me, someone hitting a bullseye with a bow is a lot more impressive than someone shooting a bullseye with a pistol. So to me, I don't know why. It just looks better. It just sounds better, and I'm just like, damn, that looked harder than shooting a gun. And I've always loved archers. I loved Green Arrow. I loved Hawkeye. If there's an archer in any world, that is the person I'm like, I love Legolas. Like, if there's an archer, he's probably my favorite character. So I'm an archer guy. And Clint has been very underserved in the MCU. I've still thought he had some awesome moments. I still had fun. I've still enjoyed Jeremy Renner's Clint Barton, but he was great at Endgame. He was shining in Endgame, and he had this awesome Ronin sequence. You know, he had some great sequences, man, when he was running from the Outriders, and like Clint had some awesome sequences. And it's great to hear that Jeremy Renner is getting his Hawkeye show, and it will introduce Kate Bishop, the better Hawkeye. They kept saying that over and over again, the greater Hawkeye, which is true, because like, she is technically better than him. She is technically better at him than at doing the Hawkeye of it. Like she's just as accurate as him, if not more accurate. She's him without the baggage, which is why she's the better Hawkeye, because she can do everything he can do except she doesn't have the baggage. I mean, just pretty much, she can do everything he can do except she doesn't have the baggage. So she is the better Hawkeye. And then like Hawkeye trying to pass the mantle, and apparently he's gonna go into the whole him in the past when some things he did as Ronin. I guarantee you that's gonna be the villain. The villain's gonna be set up by some shit that he did when he was Ronin, because you don't go around killing cartel members and Yakuza and like triads. You don't go around doing that and just be like, all right, I'm going home with my family now. It's like, bitch. You just destroyed my whole organization. You think I'm going to let you go home to your family? You thought wrong. So I guarantee you that's going to be the reason. It's going to be the reason he's going to find a new Hawkeye to begin with. Is he has too much baggage, and he has to drop it off to someone. He's like, okay, I have to pass this mantle to someone who knows what they're doing. And they made a big emphasis on the fact that like us Hawkeyes don't have power. So us Hawkeyes have to be stronger. So you get this feeling that it's going to be this interesting story. It's going to be this interesting student and master story. This like Mr. Miyagi shit going on with this student and teacher, and him being like, we are not like the other heroes. You know, we are people who have skill, extraordinary skill, and it's our responsibility to show the world. Like, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how he meets this new Hawkeye, how he comes to the idea of training her. Is it gonna be is it gonna be like, oh, he's training her? Because in the comics, it's like he dies and they just replace him with this new Hawkeye. And when he comes back, she just kind of comes under his like. I can't remember how it works in the comics. I do know he dies and they replace him with Kate Bishop. And when he comes back, one way or another, she ends up becoming under his wing because he's the original Hawkeye. And she's like, well, and basically it's like, well, there's only one person who can teach me anything, and it's the original Hawkeye. So, I can't wait to see what they do with the Kate Bishop stuff, man. You know, because I read the Matt Fraction Hawkeye, and by the way, the logo is totally Matt Fraction, like the way it looks. And I saw some shit on YouTube earlier that like showed him, like, dude, that's Matt Fraction. I saw Matt Fraction. I can't wait to see it, man. But anyways, now that is everything at the Marvel panel. I had a blast last night. I couldn't go to sleep, man. I was just thinking about this shit. I was watching this shit. Couldn't think about this shit. My phone was almost dead. It was nuts. Last night was nuts. Everything about it was nuts. Had a blast watching it. Marvel blew up. And all I see is people saying how disappointing it was. How they announced stuff that we already sort of knew was coming. I'm like, well, you only knew it was coming because shit leaked out. And it's like, you can't help leak. It's like, what Marvel gonna do? What do you think, they're gonna pull a DC? What, they're just not gonna do it? They're like, no, this is, yeah. Plus, for all the people who talk shit about, oh, well, we know it already. It's like, you're still gonna go see it. You're still gonna go out and have fun. And you know they're building to something. You just don't know yet. That's the thing. That's how Marvel works. You don't fucking know. Kevin Feige already said it. Because, like, literally, when they said something about the Avengers, like, well, we're not dropping it out yet. It's like, oh, we're building to something, motherfucker. We are building to something, and it's gonna be glorious. I can't wait. Get my goddamn Disney Plus immediately in November. $7.99. I paid for more for bullshit less. Getting that shit. Dropping DC All Access after Young Justice is done. But Young Justice is coming back for another season. Actually, I still forgot about the year thing, so I don't have to drop it yet. But anywho, I'm dropping something and getting Disney Plus. Because I'm watching all this shit. Okay? I'm watching all this shit. I don't know how they're going to do it, though. Because there's only 6 to 8 episodes, so they're going to do it weekly. There's going to be so much Marvel content these next 2 years. Oh, it's going to be so much Marvel. I'm going to die. Thank you for joining me on the Comic and Movie Show. What was your favorite announcement? Which one of these announcements got your fancy? Mine would probably have to be a toss-up between Thor and the Doctor Strange one. All the other ones I'm into too. Those ones made me perk. Those ones made me go, whoa, the fuck is going on here? What's happening? All that and the Scarlet Witch one made me go, what's happening? What is going on? So, which ones got you, man? Which one of these announcements got you? Which one of these announcements made you go, whoa, I can't wait to see what happens next? Comment below, let me know. And like always, please just remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for coming to the Comic and Movie Show. Oh, Marvel is coming home, baby. And some people doubt Marvel. Some people doubt Marvel. Who the hell are you to doubt Marvel? I can see some people on Twitter right now talking shit, going, ooh, Marvel, I don't know. You're going to be shocked if this doesn't work. I'm not shocked. Put your money down. Put your money down then. Okay, all these people talking shit, put your money down. Put your money where your mouth is. You won't, because you know, like I know, that the MCU doesn't fail. The only how it would is if it crashed. If Kevin Feige got shot now, is the only how the MCU would fail. So, like I said, join the Comic and Movie Show. Welcome to the Marvel New World Order, people. Have a good day.